What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we got a very special video for you. We're going to be going over 5 different speed drills that you guys can do to get yourself faster. So we're going to give you the exact technique on these drills, the exact sets and reps to do, everything that's going to help your speed improve. But also, fellas, if you're a receiver or a quarterback and would like to train with us this offseason, we're coming out to 15 different states across the U.S. for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver camps. So check out that very first link in the description below. That's where all the information is on how you can sign up and what to expect at our camps. We're going to be coming out to San Francisco, California, Miami, Florida, Las Vegas, Nevada, Charlotte, North Carolina, Portland, Oregon, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, Buffalo, New York. Then we'll be heading out to Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, Boise, Idaho, and Los Angeles, California. So again, if you guys like some more information, how you can sign up, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get to this video. All right, guys, so how this video is going to go down is I'm going to explain a drill. I'm going to explain why this drill is going to help you guys get faster, and then I'm going to show a full speed demonstration of this drill so you guys have a better idea of it. So the first drill we're going to be talking about is something called a straight-legged run. So to be fast, you guys got to understand that your foot strike is insanely important. There's so many young athletes out there that when they run extremely flat-footed. It's almost like their whole foot hits the ground. When they run, their knee, their toe, everything's facing the ground, and they're pretty much almost doing like butt kickers when they run. That is not how we get any explosion. That is not how we're light on my feet, and that's obviously not how we are fast. So this drill called the straight-legged run kind of forces you to have the proper foot strike when we run. And the proper foot strike is maintaining that position on the ball of your foot and exploding. So what you were doing, you were not bending your knees. You were trying the best you can to not bend your knees. All we were doing, you could have a slight forward lean on this one, but we were literally just straight-legged running and not letting my heels touch the ground. Moving my hands as fast as we can. You need 2 cones that are anywhere from 5 to 10 yards apart. So that's how it makes you faster. This is a drill solely based on your foot strike. So I recommend doing about 4 to 5 reps of that 10-yard split, okay, for this straight-legged run. I'm going to show you how this is going to look full speed. All right, guys, so this next drill is going to help you guys out with your knee drive when you run and also your hip mobility and also hamstring flexibility, which is very, very important for speed. So like we mentioned before, one of the common mistakes that young athletes make is when they run, they're not getting their knees up high enough. It's almost like their knee is pointed to the ground, their toe is pointed to the ground. In theory, when you guys run, you want to be at a 90-degree angle with your base, right? So 90-degree angle, toe is up, ankle is flexed, and you want to be able to drive. Now, being at that position consistently, it helps when you have mobile hips. So this drill, it's called a C-skip, but it's a full C-skip. So some of you guys may have seen a C-skip before, but not done like this. So you need a 10-yard split again. I want to do about 4 reps of that 10-yard split for this. So what a C-skip is you're going to be nice and easy on your toes. On all these drills that we're going to be discussing today, you never want your heel to touch the ground. Never. I want to always be on the ball of my foot because that is where we are most explosive. When you run, you should be stable. That heel should never slap down. We should be able to just bounce right up off the ground and stay on that ball of my foot. So on this drill, we have to practice that. So what this C-skip is you're going to go up. I'm sure all of you have seen an A-skip. Then you're going to pop back down. So it's up, out, kick out. So you go up, back down, out. Keep your hips and your shoulders square. This is the hip mobility part. Back down. Then you're going to kick out into something called a B-skip. A B-skip is something that we can do like separately where you just kick out like this. I'm sure you guys have all seen that before if you run track. But this is a full C-skip. It's up, out, kick out. And you're going to be doing that for 10 yards. And you're going to be alternating after each one. So I'm going to show you how this is going to look full speed. Again, I'll show you like kind of semi-full speed. Remember, it's up, out, kick out. Up, out, kick out. So again, working on hip mobility, working on foot strike, and working on that good knee drive. All right, guys, so something that ties into speed that not a lot of people talk about is fast twitch muscle fiber production. So anytime that you're running, you are trying to exert all out effort, especially when you are sprinting and trying to run fast. So certain exercises that you do in the gym and on the field need to be trained just like that with all out effort. So what do I mean by that? I mean like in the gym, like doing exercises like box jumps where you're trying to jump as high as you can, doing jump squats where you're trying to explode up as hard as you can, power cleans, Olympic lifts. All of those things are going to increase those fast twitch muscle fibers in your body to make you a more explosive and powerful athlete, which will translate to on-field speed. So this next drill right here is something that is going to help you with that. I call it a kneeling jump. So a kneeling jump, you're just going to be simply, and again, this doesn't require any equipment. You are starting out kneeling. And what you are doing is you're going to have a slight dip of your hips and you're going to shoot your hips up, trying to explode as hard as you can. If you're like kind of advanced, hold dumbbells when you do this. I used to do this in high school with a barbell and 45s on my back. And I don't know if that's the safest thing to do, but again, makes you explosive. So what you're doing is you're dipping, you're gonna explode up, shoot your hips up and catch yourself in a squat. So it seems simple, but a lot of guys can't do that. A lot of guys lack that explosion and mobility from your hips. So I recommend doing maybe about, I would say like 3 sets of 8 reps. You're trying to explode as high and as hard as you can. I'm gonna show you how this is gonna look full speed. All right, guys, so this next drill that we're going to be discussing is solely for your arm swings when you are running. So whenever you're running, you guys got to make sure that your arm swings are on point because that's 50% of your body and 50% of that speed production that we have. So when we run, there's a couple things we want to think about. We want to keep my arms at a sharp 90-degree angle. You do not want to flatten your arms like this because you are losing all that drive from your shoulder. You want to think of your arms like one of those big, like swinging clocks, right? Where your shoulder is the clock it's swinging you. You want to go right past your pockets, right up to your cheek and maintain that 90-degree spot. What we also don't want to do is we also don't want to go across my body because that turns my hips. I'm not going in a straight line. Shortest distance and fastest distance between two objects is straight across. So we have to make sure that that's what we are doing. So right past my pockets, right up to my cheek, that is where I want to be. So this drill is going to be helping you with that. So what you're going to do is you're going to be kneeling down. You're going to be on just like your right knee or your left knee. And all we're going to do is we're just going to work on, we're going to start out slow and then we're going to go as fast as we can, swinging from shoulder right past my pocket, right up to my cheek. If you are doing this correctly, your knee is going to slightly bounce off the ground. So maybe put a pad on it if you're doing it on a hard surface. If you go across, notice how the knee doesn't bounce. But you go straight up, straight back, the knee bounces up and down. And that is what we want. So I recommend doing this for maybe about 3 to 4 sets of a 30-second timer. I say 4 sets, do 2 with each knee kneeling down. Show you how this is going to look full speed. All right, guys, so this next drill we're going to be going over is something called a double A skip. So I'm sure you guys have all seen A skips. This kind of builds off of that like C skip that we talked about, right? Like, so a normal A skip that people will do is like every single step, they just alternate and switch and snatch that knee up and snatch that toe up. Good track workout that you can do. Now, a double A skip is where you're going to hold your knee up for 2 like hops, if you will, on the right foot. So like, let's say you snatch your left foot up, it's going to be hop, hop, switch. And do that for 2 hops. It'll make more sense when I go full speed. This one's always easier to do full speed, but this works on strengthening that hip flexor and getting us used to bringing my leg up to that 90-degree angle, toe up, flex, so I can be as explosive and have as long of strides as possible to be fast. So again, you want to work about 4 to 5 sets of a 10-yard split. And all we are doing, again, is we're going to be here, and holding that perfect 90 degrees. So I'm going to show you how that's going to look full speed. Again, this one's much easier as soon as you start doing it full speed. But remember, we are never letting my heel touch the ground on this drill. All right, guys, really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like to come out and train with us in 15 different cities this off-season, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps. Again, all the way from San Francisco to Miami, Charlotte, all over the place, fellas. So very first link in that description below. I'll see you guys next time.